How's it going, everyone? Thursday at 2 p.m. I'm sure you're just beginning to get into the conference.
It's actually 2:15 now.
It's 2:15. Yeah, there's a lot that's happened this week. I hope you've had a good time so far, learned a lot. So today, we're going to be talking about managing and securing iOS and macOS devices using Intune. My name is Ele Ocholi, and I'm a program manager up in Boston, Cambridge, technically, with the Intune team, and I'm presenting with...
Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa Garland. I'm also a program manager with Intune in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Yeah, and wow, it's been a journey, hasn't it? We started, 2 years ago on iOS and Mac
2
together?
years. We came back to Intune and started working on iOS and Mac together. We've been on this journey.
Yeah, and we've delivered a lot. We've been focused on the iOS and macOS area, and I'm really excited, actually, to share with you what we've been doing. Just quickly, if you find me facing that direction a lot, it's because 80% of everyone is over there. But please don't take it personally. All right. So let's get into it. You've seen the screen, but if there's one thing you take away from this conference and from all the Intune sessions, that Intune and Config Manager are the best and simplest way for you to manage all your Microsoft 365 endpoints across the board. So whether your users or you are using Android, iOS, macOS, whatever it is, we provide you everything you need to have confidence that the devices are secure, that your users have what they need for their productivity. And iOS and Mac are a big part of that, which is why you're here. So we're going to dive in. We're going to talk about various management options around iOS, some of the things we've added in the last year or so, really look at what's coming, which a number of people have been asking about, and we'll take some special time to talk about some of the investments we've done in end-user work, and then we'll do a similar thing for macOS. So let's start going with iOS. Before I start talking about the details of what we've done in the last year, I'd like to take a step back and just review what the management options are for iOS with Intune. On one end, we have the app management. So that's really around bring your own device scenarios, where all you really care about is that the data within your company and office apps doesn't get out, doesn't get leaked, is protected as much as you can. And we have a solution for that with our app protection policies. Now, we're not going to be diving too much into that at this session. There's actually a parallel session happening right now for some of the work and what we've done with our SDK and app protection policies. But I'll encourage you to go back and watch that as well. And I have a list of those extra sessions that will be interesting for you to watch there. But you then take a step to our iOS device management, where at this point you want a bit more confidence in the security of the device. You want to be able to give your users things like VPN, Wi-Fi, access to different resources and profiles, but it's still a personal device. You can use our company portal, which we've gotten great reviews for helping to walk your end users through what they're getting into to get into management. And this allows you to push all those kinds of profiles and resources. And then using compliance with conditional access, it allows you to ensure that the devices are in a secure state of what you want. And then finally, on the other end is the corp-owned scenarios. From Apple's point of view, corp-owned means you're using a device enrollment program. So that's DEP, Apple School Manager, or Apple Business Manager. You're deploying all your apps with VPP. That's Volume Purchase Program. And the device is supervised. That puts the device in a special state such that you're able to push even more types of profiles. You have added controls. You can do things like lock a device into a kiosk kind of scenario where the user can never come out, which is quite helpful in various scenarios, for classroom scenarios as well. You can also lock the MDM enrollment to that device, knowing that the user can never pull it off. And you can put the device into states like lost mode, where you can then track, kind of like Find My iPhone for the end in the consumer space. And so as we spend a bit more time here in the corp-owned scenario, we've done quite some good investments in, actually some great investments, in our device enrollment scenario. You may have seen this and heard some of this already in one of our earlier sessions with Daniel, Garrity, and Tristan, where they walked through all our enrollments. But I wanted to just spend some more time, just kind of diving through what we did here. Classically, with the DEP program, when a device is turned on and is being prepared, you get into what's called the setup assistant, which you should be familiar with. And in there, if you have your device assigned to a user, yes, they can log in and authenticate, but that authentication is very basic HTTP authentication. It doesn't let you leverage things like MFA and other passive authentication methods. The user, in order to get the benefits of compliance with conditional access, will have to then download the company portal again themselves, log in again, and then finally it gets through and the device is ready for you to go. And so we've done good work and great work to make that scenario so much more smooth. Now you don't need to do any authentication with the DEP and setup assistant flow. As soon as the device is enrolled, we lock it into a kiosk mode and deploy the company portal automatically. And so the user just has to log in once. You get the benefits of MFA, multi-factor authentication, and you have peace of mind knowing that the end user cannot do anything on that device until they are logged in and they are allowed to do things with that device. So let's look at what that looks like. So first, I'm going to walk you through what it looks like from the end user's point of view, and then we'll go into the Azure portal to see how to set this up. Thank you. So here I have a video. I guess I wasn't good to the demo gods this time. My device died about 2 hours ago, but at least I got a video. So we're going to walk through that here. So this is the setup assistant. This is when you turn on a device. You will connect, pick your English, your region. You would not want to set up with another device. And so once you've logged on to your network, give me a sec, then the iPad phones home. It phones Apple, and you start to have a connection there. Apple, because it's synced with Intune, has the device enrollment program profile. And so it knows that, one, this device should be entered into remote management with Microsoft, and the device enrollment profile is used and deployed to this device. So the device is also MDM enrolled right away. Now, depending on the nature of your communication channel, it may take a little time or some time to do that. I'll make a quick note here where, I don't know if you've heard, but there's some articles that have come out recently about how insecure the DEP channel is, where Duo did some work to find undocumented APIs that lets someone try to spoof a device entering into your environment. We've talked with Apple about this, and they're very confident that what we're doing is the solution. You should use some extra thing to do authentication on top of what DEP provides. And so depending on how your profile is set up, you click through whatever screens you allow, and now you're good to go. If I was an end user, it looks like, hey, I can still use this device. It's not yet locked. Well, what happens is if you try to launch an app, you get this error screen that says, you know what, guided access is not ready. That is, Apple says, until the company portal, that's the app that is supposed to go into kiosk mode is installed, you as an end user can still do nothing. And then once it's installed, it launches. And so you have that peace of mind. You know that no end user is going to be able to do anything on this device until it's good to go. So you do your authentication, you get the benefits. You log in once, get the benefits of MFA, whatever other checks you're doing there, as this app does. And now you're in and you're good to go. The company portal will then register you with AAD, and you get compliance benefits as well as conditional access. So at this point, then all the profiles you've set up for this user will flow to the device. And it's that simple. Much smoother experience than what it was before. Again, depending on the network, it will take some time to check settings and get managed. But once it's good to go, I'm going to skip ahead. Yep. And everything is good there. So if I switch over.
Got it.
So what you saw was the experience for the end user who gets that device. So you can imagine you just ship this device to wherever you want it to go, get the benefits of the DEP program, but things get done really smoothly and really quickly. I was also going to show you the admin portal. So here's our device management, the Microsoft.com. That's where you should be going to now. Or it's in beta, but then that's what you're going to be going to in the future. And it's a nice UI that we've just shipped for all your device management needs. So in your enrollment program tokens under Apple Enrollment, whatever the token you have installed from, you can pick your profiles, and within the profile, here are the things that are important. You need to make sure you have enroll with user affinity. That is, you want to bind a user to this device. There are scenarios where you don't necessarily want to, but in this case, that's what we're trying to solve for our customers. You should make sure that you authenticate with the company portal instead of Apple's setup assistant. That will make sure that the device doesn't give the user a need to log in again during the setup assistant flow. You install the company portal with VPP. So that's another requirement. You need to make sure you have signed up for VPP. You've downloaded the token from the VPP portal, or ideally the Apple Business Manager portal. And you need to have enough licenses. Buy 1 million of them. It's free. Just make sure that you don't want your end user to get to that place in the flow and there is no license for the company portal, because at that point, the device is locked. They have to get it back to you. You have to plug it into a Mac to reset the whole thing. So you really need to make sure they have enough licenses. And then after that, you should run the company portal in single app mode. Again, this is the more secure scenario where you want the device to be locked until authentication has happened. And you know that, yes, the device is in a state that it's ready for your end user to use. And then beyond that, we have the standard DEP profile settings and the different screens that you require your end user to go through in Setup Assistant. Small note, with the article I mentioned that came out today, it allows them to get copies of your DEP profile. So you should probably make sure this phone number is not a legit person's phone or somebody you want to get frivolous calls for phishing. It's up to you, but just make sure that you're aware of that at least. So I walked you through this experience, and it's, again, really simple and really secure, more secure now, and that's the investments that we've done there. Some prerequisites. I'm not going to walk through every single thing here. You can use this deck later as a resource, but make sure you have the program set up, whether it's the device enrollment program, Apple School Manager, or Apple Business Manager, ideally Apple Business Manager. You have the Apple Volume Purchase Program, and you need to make sure that the devices are assigned flow so that can really be a userless experience. So that's devices that show up in your Apple Business Manager or DEP are easily flow to your Intune server. Some things to remember, as I've said a lot, you get a lot of the benefits of modern authentication when you use this experience. There's no need for an Apple ID. The user doesn't have to log in twice. It's nice and smooth. Maintain enough licenses. You don't want to assign an app to 500 people and you only bought 100. Users are not going to be happy there. The thing you should also think about doing is make sure your users expect or are aware that if they do get that pop-up with guided enrollment, it's okay. Give it some time for the application to install, again, depending on your network and things of that nature. So what else have we done when it comes to to enrollment and DEP? Early on, we aligned more with Apple's ideal case, which says every company should have one program account, ideally. But they were also aware that, yes, there are multiple reasons to have multiple DEP accounts. Whether you're a global company, you've done mergers and acquisitions, various things could lead you to have multiple tokens. And so we added work this year, the ability to list as many tokens as you need. Right now, we started off with 100. Someone recently came back and told us we need 1,300. Like, okay. That was one person's in my team's reaction, yes. But again, we're working with you, and we're going to provide you whatever you need there. We've talked about DP, we've talked about VPP a bit. Apple Configurator, I'll just mention briefly, is a great tool to use to be able to deploy custom configuration profiles with Intune. That is, when there are certain settings that you don't yet see in our UI, we already provide a way for you to use Configurator to make those settings and send them down to the device while we fill in some of those over time, which is what we've been doing for some time. Apple School Manager was announced 2 years ago. So Apple last year announced and then shipped this year Apple Business Manager. So it's a new UI that replaces the DEP and VPP classic portals. It makes it a lot simpler to manage your deployment programs with Apple in one location. It's much easier to have a single admin account that is assigned to multiple locations. So if you have a lot of locations, you can make all those in this same one portal. You can assign each admin user or different users the ability to manage content or manage people or manage devices or all three. So you have a lot more flexibility there, and you can download tokens as you need and things of that nature. One of the nice things I believe they added was the ability to decide where you want to send devices by default. This really helps when I'm going to talk a bit later about the great work we've done with the friends from Jamf. But you can imagine where you want to use macOS management with Jamf. So you can now have any default macOS device that comes into Apple Business Manager automatically sent via DEP to the Jamf service, while your iOS devices automatically get sent to your Intune MDM server. So they added that. I think that's very useful. And so, yeah, we've heard different people asking, hey, can I upgrade? Are we ready? Yes, we're fully tested. We're ready. Feel free to upgrade. Your Intune scenarios should continue to work as you need them to with Apple Business Manager. A couple of the things that we kept hearing people asking about, so I thought I should highlight, was the ability to delay iOS updates. Apple added this with 11.3, and so we added it in the last couple of months. I've included a nice, helpful blog post that you can use to figure out how to use our version of this, but it's great. It takes away the ability of the end user in their UI to click on an update, and you can delay it up to 90 days. So you can have some more time to test and decide. iOS VPP. This is one that we've done a lot of investment on, haven't we?
Yeah, we definitely have. Multi-token.
But I'm really happy to where we are now, where it's, again, just more of a hardening. It's a very mature solution at that point. But we improved the different ways you can revoke licenses. So you can select an app, revoke all licenses for that. You can select a device if it gets lost or somebody is moving out. Just revoke all licenses for that specific device. If you uninstall the apps, it will revoke that as well. And you can just go to your actual VP token and decide, actually, I want to get all my licenses back right away. Click there. It will retrieve all your licenses for that token. So again, just more flexibility, easier ways in our UI to get to these things. Something that popped a lot more this year for us was we kept going through this issue with a couple of our customers where VPP apps were not consistently deploying, and we were trying to figure out what was happening. And then after talking to Apple, we realized that when all these customers had migrated from another solution or had tested out their VPP first using Apple Configurator, and a lot of solutions are quite aggressive when it comes to the token. They keep taking them over whether you thought you removed them or not. And so we've added the ability, and we'll now warn you within the Intune admin console when another MDM is trying to use that token or is co-owning that token, because that can lead to very inconsistent results in deployment. And by next month, we will provide you the ability to force Intune to take that over. We believe that you should at least know what's happening and then decide when you want to take that through. Again, make sure enough licenses are available. That keeps popping up with a lot of customers sometimes where it just doesn't come to mind. And there's some feedback we're getting there to see how we can make it easier for you. And so we should watch that space for more developments there. Do we have a lot of education-focused people in the room here? Okay, quite a bit. Nice. When we released Intune for Education a couple of years ago, it was all Windows-focused. And with feedback, and we realized that, you know what, in today's world, a lot of environments are mixed in that sense. And so we did good work to provide the support for iOS devices in our Intune for Education console, especially for education. Again, this is focused on DEP and ASM, really, devices, as well as VPP or content bought and deployed from there. And that's just a little of what we've done. We have done a lot. We've added a lot of configuration profiles. We've added a lot to our configuration profiles, Little things, small asks here, bigger asks there. Company portal improvements. Lisa is going to walk through those in a moment. We've already talked about the enrollment and the OS updates work. And we've done even more. Resource access. I don't know how many people were there at Lance's and Joey's session, but he talked about Palo Alto VPN, Zscaler support that we're having now. I just want you to get that message that, you know what, we have done a lot, and we're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep maturing this solution to the point that you want us to do. We've spoken about revoking, warning when users are... Sorry, I'm going to take a drink. So, yep, we've talked about some of the improvements that we made recently for VPP, and even more is coming. Recently, iOS 12 rolled out, and the scenarios that you were used to already were working, but we're beginning to roll out our iOS 12 support starting next month. Starting from October, you should expect and see support for the things Apple added in iOS 12. And so over the next quarter, adding all the passcode settings, the ability to force takeover for tokens, as I mentioned. One of the important things here I do want to highlight is what I said there with RBAC scope. That is role-based access controls. And so now you can have an admin role that all they're focused on is your content management if you want to be able to dissect and assign different actions to different people. And so as that rolls out across all our scenarios, that's one of the big ones that we've heard a lot from customers. So expect that in the next quarter. One of the other big ones that I would like to highlight here again, Lance highlighted it at his session, was the ability to enforce OAuth 2 with Exchange profiles that push to the native app of iOS. It's a big one people were asking for, and so we're really happy to know that we're going to provide this to you very soon and shortly. Two things to note that Apple asks us to remind you is there are certain restrictions that are going to be moved to supervised only. They first warned of this about 2 years ago. And so, again, this reinforces Apple's mindset that says corporate devices should be in supervised mode. So for the few people who may or may not be using that, I really encourage you to look through that and see all the added benefits that you get from ensuring your corporate scenarios are for supervised devices. And there are different settings that they're going to start migrating to become supervised only. They did say that any devices that currently have those settings are grandfathered. So in the sense that they will keep those settings, but if they're ever reset, they will have to obey the new requirements of supervised only for those settings. And there is a security app transport security. Across Office 365 and HEM 365 and Intune as well, we're moving to support TLS 1.2 and above. That's the main core when it comes to app transport security. And this is going to happen on October 31st. All our service endpoints, the company portal itself, the next one that comes out after October 31st, will enforce this. We had a blog post back in February 2017. We've been updating that. Please leverage that to see all the resources you need to test your endpoints. Please make sure to check your identity endpoints. For a few customers that we've worked with, those are really the ones, especially the on-prem, that seem to be the hardest or the last to get upgraded. Please check. And please do this before October 31st. That's a bit of stuff, isn't it?
My turn?
And yeah, we've got more to do.
We have done a lot. Thanks, Ellie. So we're going to... He does deserve a round of applause. We have more to tell you about, though. So we're going to shift gears a little bit. Eli just walked you through all of the iOS corporate scenarios that IT manages. Now let's talk about your end users. There's been a change in the past year. We've always been looking for creative ways to talk to your end users. But this past year, you let us talk to your end users. Historically, we always talk to the IT department, the configurators, the people who are doing deployments, the influencers, the people who are deciding on which technology to purchase. But this past year, some of you surveyed your end users and you shared that data with us. Some of you invited us on site to talk to your end users. It was a great experience for our engineering team so that we weren't looking for creative ways to talk to your end users. We could talk to them directly. You heard in several sessions earlier this week, including the keynotes, that end users are important. Our Intune team is committed to delivering the best end user experiences. We did a lot of work this past year. We're committed to innovating on the end user experiences and continuing with that. So we've only started to scratch the surface. We have a lot of work to do. We have two management options available for managing BYOD devices. App protection policy is available on iOS, and if you want lightweight management at the app layer, protecting your corporate resources, then we have app protection policy. We had a couple of different sessions here. Hopefully you made it. If not, you can watch those. We're going to talk about the device management experiences for your end users. From an end user's perspective, we're looking at the onboarding process, the day-to-day experiences after they've onboarded, and we're building trust with your end users. It's important. A number of these are personal devices. I'm going to demo a few things for you that'll show you what is available today, what is coming, and ideas that we have for the future. So let's start with the guided enrollment. We have upwards of 64% of the devices that the Intune service managers are personal devices. This is someone's personal device. 64%, that's a lot in the last 90 days. This is someone's device that they have their personal photos, their videos, their personal text messages. And in some cases, they paid more for this device than I did for my first car. So we take this very seriously. We believe this is someone's personal property, and we think it's kind of a big deal. The consumer side of me agrees with the screens that Apple displays to the end users to warn them about the management access that they're getting, or really the admin access that they're giving based on the management profile. So we increased the minimum number of clicks for your end users so that they would understand what was happening when they began the guided enrollment experience. We did this to make sure that the end users felt comfortable. We did this to achieve our goals. We wanted to inform the end users of what the enrollment was and why they had to do the enrollment, what the benefit was. They got access to corporate resources. They could be productive. We wanted to make sure that they understood the privacy and what was the implications of the enrollment process. Those scary iOS prompts were deterring people from completing the enrollment process. We wanted to make sure they understood what they meant and what people could and couldn't see and what was actually going to be used on the device. Our ultimate goal was that your end users would enroll their devices and continue to be productive. We are constantly monitoring the data. We have customer feedback. In this past year, we went through and we made changes. We made sure that your name was on the guided enrollment flow, so the end user felt connected to their company. They were enrolling into their company's resources. We also made the language more user-friendly. We let them know what was happening. We let them know the terms that they could go on their settings and see on their device. It's a management profile. So we will continue to make changes as we learn from your end users. We monitored the data very closely after we deployed the guided enrollment. We know that year over year, the number of enrollments across platforms increased over 56%, but the number of end users that left the enrollment process decreased 3%. We knew that people were beginning the enrollment process and they were completing it, enrolling their devices. We knew what screens they were leaving the process. We knew if they were leaving on a platform screen, if it was on your terms of use, or if it was on one of our screens that we were preparing them for what was coming. We thought this data was so valuable that I'm excited to tell you that it's coming soon. You'll see it in your admin console. You'll be able to monitor how your end users are going through the enrollment flow. And we're committed to innovating on this. We want you to know that the guide enrollment is good. We're sharing our telemetry with you. Wow, it is really dry in here. We're sharing our telemetry with you, and we'll continue to invest and provide other tweaks for you. If you want to configure it, show a screen, not show a screen. Those are things we have on our roadmap, but we're going to start with the data. Make sure you understand what's happening. Wow, I need a drink too. Okay, I didn't want to stop here. So this is our previous iOS company portal. Not proud of it. It's something we look back on. But I wanted to show you because I wanted you to know where we started from and what we've done this past year. Ailey showed you, and most of you probably know, earlier this year, we released the first innovation of our company portal in April. This is what the new company portal looks like. We wanted to align with other iOS platform guidelines. We wanted the app to look like other apps that were on the end user's device. And we wanted to make sure that the visual feel and design was modern, it was safe, it was trustworthy, it was professional. And we wanted to make sure it looked like some of the other Microsoft apps, like Outlook Mobile, for example. We also invested in faster launches to decrease the overall loading time. We wanted it to look and feel like other apps on the device. So our research for the visual design surfaced a number of requirements that we didn't have on our radar. We knew it was unattractive, but we didn't know what else everyone was looking for. We heard from an overwhelming number of our customers that they wanted to have it to be customizable. They wanted to have the right branding color, whether it was green or red or blue. They wanted to have the right color for their brand. They wanted to have the logos. They wanted to have custom images. And the end users kept telling us that the app didn't look like other devices, other apps on their personal devices. So we took a closer look on the company portal, and we wanted to make sure it was easy for them to get the apps and check their compliance. People were launching the app, and they didn't even know why it was on their device. So let's take a closer look of the company portal. Let me go do a demo. Let's see. So this is one. All right. Can you see it? Okay. So this is the company portal that we have. As you can see, this is Anya. Anya works for Alpine Ski House. So she's got her personal profile. She's got Alpine's branding, color, and logo. We're going to skip apps for now. I'm going to do a little bit of a demo of apps later. For devices, oh gosh, this device, I thought it was enrolled, but I have a notification telling me that the device I'm on is actually not managed. Go back to devices. So Anya has multiple devices that she's got on the CorpNet. And so basically what we did was we buried some of the destructive actions, so remove device, factory reset. We had customers with end users that were accidentally doing this on a personal device, not good, right? So we buried those so that your end users won't do that by mistake. You can see the new look and feel, all the device information. It's easy to check the devices. We also made sure that the support, like at the bottom, all the tabs, your apps, your devices, your support, notifications. But I want to dig a little bit into more. I talked to you about trust and privacy and how it's important to us. When they go through the guide enrollment flow, they see the screen of what your corporation can and can't see. We got a lot of feedback that I see that once and I never see it again. This is my personal device. So it's here so they can reference it. They can also go look at your terms and conditions that you provide to them during the enrollment flow that you customize. And then there's also the privacy. They can get help. We made changes to get help. When they get help, the logs are uploaded to Microsoft. It's all GDPR compliant. And they can send an email. The email goes to their IT department. It has all the details. So if you call Microsoft and need additional information, you have that. We also aligned with Office 365 so that we could have similar experiences for your end users that are familiar with sending feedback. This is a great tool for us as we look and get feedback from your end users. I think that's it. So let me show you one other thing. So when I told you about the overwhelming feedback from the customers about custom branding and logos, we have coming soon custom images. So this will allow you to put any custom images that you would like to deploy for your end users on their device. This is coming soon. It'll be configurable not just at the tenant level, but you'll be able to target user groups as well. So let me switch back and show you. 5. Is it this one? So, switch. This is the admin console where you can customize. We started looking at the data. We learned that a number of our customers were not even customizing the Get Support number. Can you imagine as an end user, you have this app on your device, you don't even want it on your device, and then you click one of the 4 things on the app and it doesn't even work? So what we did was we made some of these fields required. We're helping you help us help the end users. We need to make sure the end users who have this app on their device have a good experience. We also are providing a lot of help tips. Specifically, when the brand image goes, we need to think about the quality of the image. How's it going to look on the end user's device? So we're trying to help you. We'd ask you to validate. I know most of you do, but just making sure that the quality image is there. And we're looking to make sure, like, different colors, how do they look on the device when you mix and match with your branding? So we're excited about this. We hope that we see it out in the wild. Okay, so other things that are coming. Notifications. We'll be rolling out customization, the customization of notifications incrementally starting in Q4. We start, it's a push notification. It will behave just like any other push notification on your iOS devices. For end users who are enrolling, they'll get the prompt after they enroll. For end users who are already enrolled, then they'll get their prompt the first time they launch the company portal. And when we talk about privacy and trust, we have device ownership type. Device ownership type equal to personal. It's my device. And so when we look at device ownership and the fact that IT could change the device ownership for personal corporate, we felt that there's a little bit of a trust issue there, right? So we're actually going to make sure that when that device ownership type changes, we're going to send a notification to the end user. Additionally, we felt that wasn't appropriate when the device ownership type was equal to personal, that the IT could do some destructive actions. So we're limiting those actions for the end user. So no device wipe actions will be allowed for IT admins on device types equal to personal. They will be enabled for the end users through the company portals, and selective wipe will still be available for you as an IT admin, so you can protect your corporate resources. So let me do another demo. 2. Okay. Let's start with, this is the company portal website. How many of you use the company portal website within your environments? Not many of you. Okay, I'm glad I'm showing it to you then. So, oops. Here we go. The demo gods were with me, really. All right, I got to log in. Thanks, Ellie.
We do trust all of you, but you know. Type that password. Okay, is it good?
Oh, I'm good.
Awesome.
Yep, thank you. So I started on the devices view because I wanted to show you along the chop. So the end users will still see these actions in the company portals, including the website. So the reset action, obviously, as the device ownership type equal to personal, will not be enabled for the IT admins. So let me go back and show you the company portal website. We've added a number of new features to this. In the spirit of innovating end users' experiences, we've actually spent a lot of time investing in this because it is cross-platform. We feel it's more modern, more responsive. It flows well. It has an app experience. The other reason why I wanted to show you this is because in the iOS app, the company portal, when you look at apps, it opens an in-app Safari view. So it's opening the company portal website. The reason for that is historically, we were not able to get a native app experience approved through the App Store with Apple. We're excited. We're going to go back and try again. So I want to show you, this button keeps sticking on me. So I want to show you what the native app experience will look like on the iOS native company portal. We have not submitted this to Apple. This is pre-production. We're hoping that we submit it in the next couple weeks so we can get it approved. So basically what you see here is instead of seeing that nice woman sitting on the bench when you launch the company portal, you will see the app experience. You can view all apps. Oh, actually, let me go back. You have filters. We can filter by business. Alpine Ski House. You can sort. So we're trying to provide a native LOB app experience for your end users. I thought I'd get more excitement out of the crowd for this.
A lot to ask for that one. So many people.
So fingers crossed. I had a lot of people that weren't happy I was going to show this to you today, but I was hoping that you guys would get excited. Maybe the power of numbers, you could help influence some of the decisions that will yet to be made. Okay. 5, right. Okay. Our rating has gone up. I checked before I left Boston. Worldwide, we're up over 200,000 ratings. A year ago, we did not have a 4.4 in the store. We still have a lot of work to do. If you go out to the store and read some of those 1 stars, they hurt. People are angry. They don't want their devices managed. They don't want this app on their device. So we still have a lot of work to do. We read all of those reviews. We respond to some. We follow up. And so I want to ask that we can continue on this journey with you, continue to innovate. We want our end users to get up and running and be productive. We want them to work from anywhere. I do, so why shouldn't they? And that's the whole reason why we want the mobile device management. Let them be productive. So, I showed you some recent quotes. We've had some positive reviews on the iOS company portal, but we still have work to do. So I look forward to showing you updates next year. ALA, Mac. You've done a lot with Mac.
Thanks, Lisa. Hello? You guys hear me? Yeah? Wow. We've done a lot. I know I keep saying it, but we've done a lot to make your end users trust us better. A lot of the things that she mentioned that we took away for IT here and there were requests from IT. Just, again, to help your end users be more comfortable with management and to do what we need to do to make it a smoother experience for you and your organization as you deploy. But now it's time to talk about Mac. Show of hands, how many people are managing Mac today or interested in managing Mac today?
Oh, wow.
I believe
that's
that's
time.
98.2%. Okay. Don't know about those people over there, but I'm just kidding. We're going to walk through various things that we're doing. And I want to show you just how with Intune you have the options for the best macOS management when it comes to your complete UEM story. Intune provides the best management story on Macs through 2 general areas. One is with Intune Managed. We found that for a number of customers, you have this small number of Macs in your environment, but they're core. There's this C-level exec somewhere who's using it, or a couple of your developers here and there, people working on different R&D type features, things like that. And you're looking for some of the core basic requirements for modern management, being able to deploy Wi-Fi, VPN, ensure that the device has password set up, and some just basic core scenarios that are compelling, requiring encryption, making sure that devices are compliant before you move forward. And so that Intune Managed is for you. You can run through all that. We support DEP as well, and so it works for both personal and corporate devices. And for some of you, we know that that's not enough. You want to be able to manage everything on the device. You want to be able to control various things. You want to be able to script the device. And when we went out, we spoke to a lot of your customers. We realized Jamf kept coming up. Jamf, kept hearing this name. Jamf, Casper Jamf. And so we realized we needed to do some work there to figure out what they were doing. And the more we spoke to them, the more we figured out just what they were doing. We realized that, the best thing we should do is to partner with them. And last year we announced the partnership, which was well received. and I'm here to say that we will keep working with them. We will keep innovating and making that partnership stronger and stronger. And so in that case, you get all the benefits of Jamf management with the added value of conditional access through Intune compliance. Because we found that a lot of their customers are saying, that's what we want, that to protect our Office 365 resources. And so together, we provide that great management story. And for those who are not familiar with what this integration is all about, let me just give you a general walkthrough. So what happens is Jamf manages a Mac and then deploys the company portal to that Mac in order to register it with AAD and Intune. And then because of that connection between the two services, Jamf can provide information, and that information is used by Intune to calculate compliance. Is this device ready to access your resources? And if it is, AAD will set if the device is allowed to have that access to those resources. They also provide a lot of extra inventory information that can be used in reports with Intune. And so you have just one console, one pane of glass, when you're trying to report on all the Macs in your environment with all your other Android devices, iOS devices, and Windows devices. And so, as long as everything is good, you get access. Now, if everything is not good, you do not get access. But this is another bit of our core integration, because in that case, right from the Intune console, you can automatically, the user will be guided to the Jamf self-service portal, where they have access to actions that will help them get into a remediated state very quickly. And then they can get back to accessing their Office resources and being productive in their environment. And so I already mentioned blocking unknown and non-compliant Macs, visibility into the Jamf managed devices in the Intune console, so gradually getting closer and closer to that single pane of glass, which is a big ask we keep hearing about from our customers. I want to go to this one place to just review all this information. Some of the things that we allow in our Intune compliance for now, same on the Intune managed device, is system integrity protection, minimum and maximum OS, requiring encryption and password settings, and this is the beginning. We hear feedback about wanting more here and there, and we're going to keep working to improve this solution. And as mentioned, there's a lot of extra inventory that is provided as well. Some of the things to remember in terms of requirements, Jamf Pro 10.7. To be honest, what I'd rather say is get the latest and greatest. We keep adding more. We keep making point fixes here and there to make it a more stable solution, to add more functionality. And so please upgrade and get the latest and use that. Of course, you need your licenses for AAD Premium and Intune. The latest company portal, same thing, latest and greatest for that. And one thing to note is today we support macOS 10.11 and above, but 2 weeks ago we announced on the Intune side that we've begun the process of deprecating support for 10.11. And so we will, in the next 90 days, be supporting 10.12 and above from an Intune point of view. We will leave a company portal available that does support 10.11 if you are in that position or you need that. But in general, we're moving forward so we can take advantage of some of the new things Apple keeps providing with each of their new OSs. So let me show you a little bit of what the experience looks like, especially when a user gets blocked for compliance remediation. Okay. So first, we're going to walk through the Intune admin console, where you can see various Mac devices and various devices that are being managed, as well as the compliance policies. So this is a compliance policy for Mac that we support. Again, right today, it's the same one you would use with Intune Managed or Jamf Managed. We have some security settings there, kind of the baseline, including passwords. So here we have an environment where we require our end users to use at least 6 characters in their password. Now, for each of those policies, you can go into device status to check what the devices are. We have a couple of devices we need to fix there, but if we go in and check on the device compliance, then you can see for that specific device what was wrong. That is, their minimum password length did not meet the requirements and what you needed. So let's open up Outlook. Imagine I'm the end user, Brad. I'm just getting myself set up with Outlook because it's been deployed to me. Go to Accounts. And so I'm now going to log in with my corporate credentials. But because my password does not meet the requirements, once I type in that password, we're going to see that nice message we all love. Oops, can't get access to this. Now, right in there, we have a link that takes you to our Intune web portal, because across all platforms, that's where we send you to. So you can see exactly why you, will, as an end user, do not have access to anything you need. So again, we're trying to give you as much information as an end user before needing to call help desk. The goal is really to remove the need for you to call help desk. So right there, we explain to you in as friendly a message as we can, and that's a piece of the integration right there. The moment you click on Resolve Issues, it will launch the Jamf self-service console, and Jamf is quite flexible. It gives you multiple options in terms of how you want to be able to resolve some of these issues. For the purposes of this demo, we just created a profile policy that fixed the password automatically. And the next thing to make sure to do, or we recommend you do, is provide a way for the end user to trigger a sync between the Jamf service and that client. Because no information gets to Intune unless the Jamf service sends it to Intune. The Jamf service is the keeper of everything when it comes to a Jamf managed Mac. It is fully Jamf managed. So sometimes we get questions about, hey, I see the company portal. Are they both managing the device? Like, no. It's a Jamf managed device. The company portal is there to help with the registration with AAD. And so once the end user can trigger that sync, in the background, the Jamf Pro service will get the information it needs, the latest information, send that over to the Intune service. And then Intune can do a compliance calculation, tell AAD everything is all good, and let the user through to what they need. So I'm going to skip ahead a little bit here. Now, when you go back as an end user to your Outlook app, or as Brad, you can go through, try again, type through. I know I don't look like Brad, but type through my password. And at this point, when I log in, I have access. And everything's good there. And so this is just one of the scenarios that we've enabled with this integration, but shows how you can get your end user into a great state really quickly. Right. So a couple of tips and tricks I think I'd mentioned along the way here and there, but I really want to just run through a few things. One is we do encourage you to ensure that you have a compliance for every compliance policy you have on the Intune side, create a corresponding Jamf profile of policy. Because what will happen there is your user will just never end up in the state that they are blocked. Because you can program Jamf in the right way to ensure that all users have things set up on time. So we do encourage you to do that. We found out with a lot of people POCing or testing this out, actually, it would be good to see. How many people are trying this out right now? Okay, that's quite a few.
Number.
Yeah. Again, if you're in that scenario that you want deep Mac management and want everything that can be controlled on this device, we definitely encourage you to use Jamf. And so when we found a couple of customers were testing this out, certain devices where first we needed the ability to remove these devices from Intune, so we added that ability to delete right away. But Jamf is the keeper. So if the device is not removed from Jamf, and from Jamf's point of view, it is registered and ready to go, it will replace it back into Intune. So that's just something to keep an eye on when you're going through some of these. Another one that pops up here and there is ensuring that the end points are able to access all the URLs that they need to, especially when you've protected a bunch of these with your firewall. So we have documented online all the URLs needed by the company portal on the Intune side, and I believe it's also documented for Jamf. So we need to make sure that all those are open for at least the right endpoints when they're trying to access all the services and to ensure that this whole thing works. We have a full set of steps and documentation, so I really encourage you to try it out. I was talking to a customer 2 days ago, and they talked about how for the longest time, they were using Jamf, but they were not able to provide access outside their perimeter. So if you were not on campus, you could not access any of their resources on SharePoint Online. And as soon as this came through, they were part of the early testing last year. They walked through things with us. And this year, they've been able to allow over 1,000 of their devices, I think 1,300 or 1,400 of their devices actually, to have access to SharePoint Online outside their perimeter, and their end users are happier. They're able to access these things. And those are the stories that we're trying to get. Again, this is early. It came out this December last year, January this year. But we are looking to keep working with you for those who need this solution. And so, if we take a step back to the Intune managed side, we've added a lot. I think I've said a lot. A lot. But we added things like firewall, security and privacy. That's just fancy words for gatekeeper, for those who know the Mac platform. Restrictions, ability to change device name, resource access, data protection. There's quite a few things. If I step through some of these things, it's macOS dep enrollment. It's what you expect. It's just we didn't support it before, and then the last couple of months, we've now provided you a way to get those corporate devices enrolled in your environment. We added one of the biggest asks, and what we're really excited to provide this year was the ability to deploy Office and general line of business apps. On the Office side, it's very simple. Just go to the Azure admin console, select Office 365, and you're good to go. Right now, actually, there's a session on Office for Mac 2019, which, honestly, I wanted to go to. But I encourage you to go view that afterwards. But that will deploy the latest version of Office. Once you set that up, and it will be updated to that. And so I encourage you to start leveraging that in your environment as well. On the line of business side, we support the PKG files. And so you will need to use the Intune app wrapping tool for macOS, which is found on GitHub. We have full documentation there. We have a special blog written by one of our customer experience field engineers, Scott Duffy, and it really walks you through with UI, with even more detail as to what you should expect there. We continue to work on providing more and more tools to use when debugging and when trying to set some of these things up. And so we link to a lot of that stuff online. But I really encourage you to try that out. As part of all of that app deployment, we did a lot of work to make sure that we also have a nice, slick-looking company portal as well on Mac, so that we're at least in line with all our other platforms.
We didn't have a Mac company portal last year at Ignite.
We did not. That's right. So we got it out to support conditional access and then added the ability for apps. And so you can send all your apps that you need out as available to your end users. I can show you just briefly what deploying a line of business app looks like. All right, so this is the company portal for Mac, full screen. So just to walk through a little bit, you can go through all your different devices. The same information that you're used to getting across all our platforms, we also provide on Mac. The same actions that are supported on the Mac OS platform, we provide that. Contact information. And we brought this out just before the refreshing of all the other portals, but over time, we are committed to continue to invest in our look and feel. The app work, we have featured apps. You can go through different things. Here's the Office also available to install. Walking through some categories here. A lot of these are also line of business apps, which is what we're going to look at installing once we go through some of these. We support search as well. So for Anya, when she's looking for things she needs to understand, or the guest booking app, she can click on that. And she can leverage different line of business apps that have been provided, or even links that have been provided to her. So if we go to the line of business app, Avast Security, you can click on install there. And then at this point, it tells the company, it tells the Intune admin service, and it triggers an install on the other end. During this time, let me show you also our web portal. So when it's downloading, we let you know, and you get similar information on our web portal as well. Again, with all the benefits Lisa spoke about in terms of performance and all those, We provide that and status information in our web portal as well. Same kind of functionality, so there is that consistency, and that Anya, who has iOS devices, has Mac. If she had Android devices or there's a certain amount of understanding she has of where to find things, and that's one of the good things that we try to balance with what's native to each platform. And so, if we come back here, once it's installed, she can go up there and check the status of her security. There you go. So that's just one example of one line of business app that was processed with the wrapping tool, uploaded to our service, and downloaded. These do take a bit more time when they are being downloaded, just because applications on Mac are larger. Office is 2 gigabytes, so it takes some time, but they get there. What else have we added, or things for you to be aware of? Apple recently added the need to approve the management profile on enrollment. So in the past, with the Mac platform, the user didn't have to go to the Settings app to do anything. What happened is we, as Intune, would call the enrollment command underneath the covers and then enroll. So the user, it was all opaque. But from Apple's mindset, if it's a personal device, so there's that constant theme. Apple likes to be very clear, and we too like to be really clear about what's personal and what's corporate. So for a personal device, they believe the end user needs to be able to see exactly what's happening and know exactly what's happening. And so we added the step to tell the user to go to the Settings app to verify the enrollment. Over time, Apple is going to start adding more and more, especially security, things like VPN, antivirus programs, things that, anything security-minded especially, to that list of items that the user will have to approve before they run on their device. Right now, the only item they have is any app that uses kernel extensions. So like AV apps and things of that nature, which you can whitelist and allow you to, actually the profile that they've provided actually allows you to prevent the user from approving. If you do nothing, anytime an antivirus app tries to install, it will pop up a thing for them to allow it to install. You can use a kernel profile to whitelist that. You can do that right now using our custom configuration, and that's something we're adding to our UI in the coming next 2 quarters. Early access to the macOS company portal. We are aligning with Office, or we have aligned with Office. And so using Microsoft Auto Update, if you sign up for the Office Insider Slow channel, you, on your test device, can get access to pre-release builds of our company portal. And so just be aware, though, when you sign up for that, you are also getting the Office Insider Slow channel for all your Office apps as well on that device and for that. So just be aware of that. It's the same CDNs we use. We leverage the same infrastructure. So it's the same type of build you'll be getting there. And so if we combine that with everything we do support, this at a high level, we are investing in Mac, right? We're doing work, and we're going to keep investing in it, both from an Intune management point of view and from the partnership that we have with Jamf to be able to provide you what you need for any of the scenarios that you manage for your end users. And more's coming. So we've done a lot, but we continue to do more. File Vault 2 is the #1 ask we have on the Intune enrollment side.
You knew you were going to get a hand of applause for that.
File Vault 2 with key escrow, we remember. So we're actively developing it. And so I'm really excited for when that will ship for all of you. Other things there are added restrictions. I mentioned kernel extensions already. On the app management side, as Apple continues to invest in their App Store, we want to make sure you can deploy apps from the macOS VPP App Store. For now, they do not have the concept of a managed app in the non-VPP store. So that's why we're walking hand in hand with them, again, for modern management principles and things of that nature. The more complicated kind of things, we partner with Jamf for you to be able to manage those. And PFX certs and things of that nature. So it's a lot. I'm going to hand it to Lisa to bring us home.
Thanks, Ali. So we started off by saying it was a busy year. We had a lot of work that we delivered on iOS and Mac. Hopefully you guys agree at the end of this. But we do want to make sure that you take away or you walk away with some key points, specifically that Intune is the best unified endpoint management. I'm going to say that again. Intune is the best for unified endpoint management. ALA talked to you about Mac, the investments we made with the Mac MDM, also Mac and Jamf. We're invested in Apple platforms. We're going to continue to innovate on them. We're also committed to investing in your end users. We talked about signing up for a pre-release on Mac. ALA talked about how to do that. Apple Test Flight, thank you. We more than doubled the amount of you that are looking at our pre-release versions of the apps. It's great to hear your feedback. Our developers are looking at that. We're continuing to look at the store. Any opportunities we have to talk to your end users, please let us. And give us feedback. We have an excellent customer experience team. We have several opportunities to have one-on-one meetings and sessions with you. We've actually, hopefully it happens, we're going to have a session, a customer experience session, where IT folks bring their best end user. So we get to meet with both the IT pro and the end user at the Microsoft event. So please, user voice, send us feedback in the apps. And we look forward to talking to you again next year.
Definitely.
Okay, so there's some session resources that we provided. I'm very passionate about Intune What's New. How many people look at Intune What's New? Oh, more of you need to go out there. It's a great resource for you. We give you a heads up on what's coming. We're making changes monthly, and it's a great reference for you on what's coming, what came out. You can look back. So please take the time to go look at that. We program managers put a lot of time in that too. I also want to give a shout out for Fast Track. I don't know who's heard about Fast Track, but it's a program that I had the opportunity to work with when I was in Office 365 when they kicked this off. Go to the site there, Microsoft.com Fast Track, fill it out. It's an opportunity when you're doing deployments. You can actually work with the Fast Track team, get support and assistance with that. And then just to give a shout out for all of our partners, we talked about Jamf. We have a number of partners that we continue to work with, Samsung and other partners on cross-platform. I work cross-platforms. I have to switch. I'm talking about iOS, Mac here. Sorry, guys. And then ALA talked about there were some good sessions that conflicted with ours, so we had to pick. But we listed all the ones that we wanted to reference so that you guys could look at this later and watch the videos online. Please give us your feedback, fill out the eval, let us know what you wanted to hear and we didn't tell you about on the Intune iOS and Mac platform.
This helps us to improve this year to year, so please give us good feedback. Thank you.